Okay. Welcome everyone, I'm Julie Ann Storr from Nibbana and welcome to our fireside chat with John Anderson, who founded the Visionary Business Institute and yesterday launched the very first Visionary Business Leaders Seminar in Melbourne. I'd like you to welcome John Anderson. John, hi.
Hi Julie, how are you?
Yeah, great. And yesterday was such a fantastic day, over 100 people to our first seminar, thanks to you and Les Price. Tell us a little bit about the day. What was your inspiration for actually creating the event?
Well, I've always been inspired by making a difference, and I work with small businesses, and I thought, well, what if we had a day for small business owners that are passionate about making a difference and making a contribution to get together and not only learn powerful business strategies, but also to look at ways they can contribute and use their business as a vehicle for contributing to make a difference to the planet. And what I did as part of that is chose 7 of the most inspirational visionary business leaders across the country, including Julie Ann Storr, who you all know quite well, to be there and speak. And the mood of the day and the atmosphere of the day was just incredible. It was a really historic occasion.
It was actually a real honour to be a part of it, to experience the energy in the room and the quality of the speakers. I was really impressed, and thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
So tell me, what do you think were some of the main points that people got out of the day?
Well, I mean, one of the things that stuck with me about your speech, for example, was, there's going to be sometimes fear, there might even be doubt, but if you know that there's something for you to do, there's some difference for you to make or some expression for you on this earth, then it's just a matter of taking action, and when you take action towards that, everything else comes into place. The universe will provide you with resources, people will come in. And, I know that was your experience around launching Nibbana quite spectacularly, and that was certainly an experience around this seminar because I only got the idea 6 weeks ago. And then I just launched off a jet of inspiration and built my parachute on the way down, and it just happened. And, fate and grace and synchronicity and serendipity all played a part because me on, my little own self couldn't, how did I get 100 people in a room and get it videoed and get speakers from all over the country? There's greater things at play there. But I was a cause and matter because I took action towards it. So that's really a key thing that I got out of the day.
Yeah, I think that was one of the key messages that came through. And very much for me, the theme that was coming across, how important it is to love what you do. And I mean, as you know, I'm so passionate about Nibbana. It just, brings me to tears sometimes. But it really, it did. Had to clean its moment. Yeah. But that just so many people that we're talking about to be really successful in life, to be successful in business, is to do what you absolutely love to do. And that means listening to that voice inside of yourself and not doing what other people think you should do or what the latest industry is where you can make the most money, but where are you really connected in a deep part inside.
Absolutely. One of the things that Roger Hamilton from Excel says is that you don't want to be one of those people that's always trying to catch the next butterfly, the next wealth creation opportunity. Rather, you want to put your love into building a garden, and then that will attract the butterflies. And I think that's a really powerful distinction, and powerful way of looking at it.
You wrote Your Life, Your Legacy.
Yeah, Your Life, Your Legacy, yeah.
Great. And so what were some highlights of the day for you, John?
Well, I mean, there's a few highlights. I mean, one of the speakers were just all incredible. I mean, I chose them because they're 7 of the most inspirational visionary business leaders in the country. That's why I chose them specifically. And one of the things that has stayed with me, Robert Rabin, the last speaker of the day, his power to come into the room. He had a workshop that day, so he came in late to the day and he was the last speaker of the day. And his power just to be completely present with the room, engage, 100 or so people in a conversation, a deep, intimate conversation, bring the whole room to almost a space of meditation. Authenticity and intimacy was just incredible. A true master speaker. He's at I think www.realtimespeaking.com.au or .com. So, but just incredible. I was amazed by that. What was your thoughts on that? Because I know he connected with you quite.
Yeah, he came in the last 10 minutes of my presentation, and it seemed to be working quite well because I guess some of the way that I communicated my message was a demonstration of what he was talking about. It seemed so. It's because I was just really connected with what my message was. And, what was really special for me was, that was the first time I've done a presentation like that, as you know. But I just went in with so much trust. And I had a structure of the message I wanted to get across and share with everybody. But for me, some magic kicked in, and I just felt something come through me, and it was really magic. Actually, I'm still.
There was a wind beneath your wings.
Yeah, there really was. So that was a really beautiful experience, and to realise, the power in that, and the impact that it had on other people. That was what really blew me away. That's that personal, intimate, heartfelt, spiritual connection that really spoke to people where they were at, and they could really understand and relate in their own life what was going on, and where they had fear, or where they had not had the courage to do something, or where they weren't being true to themselves, they weren't being authentic, and that's what really touched me. But one of the highlights for me was in the morning. Like, it is difficult to pick just one, because I think so many of them.
The whole day.
Yeah, but for me, Les Price, who gave us. I thought he painted a fantastic picture of the whole. Well, you're more familiar with his message than I am, but my experience of him was that he kind of painted a picture. He set a framework for this whole conversation around people wanting more meaning in life and in business and at work and spirituality, but in a really, he's done a master's on entrepreneurship or something like that.
And he teaches at Swinburne School. He teaches entrepreneurs at Swinburne as well.
So he's got a really solid business background combined with the spiritual principles and the meaning, which I really love, because it gave it a solid foundation, and it was very grounded. It was very grounded. And he, to me, set the stage for an amazing level of conversation, because what he was talking about was the kind of figures of depression in society, and the kind of figures where, turnover, and the cost of businesses, and the cost of individuals, and what I felt was that he was just really providing a great platform for what the rest of the speakers were going to communicate, because the energy in the room lifted to such a level, and I just could feel it. People are hungry for this information. It's not out there. It's not coming from people who are, that we encounter in our everyday life or in work. So we were inspired by that. It was a really informative information, but he was very authentic and shared his personal story with us, which we could really relate to.
Yeah, and I think everyone got a lot out of that.
Yeah, it was really powerful for me.
And look, I mean, I'm completely with you. I walked into the room and Les had started speaking, and I'd been looking forward to seeing him speak, because he's the person that I launched Visionary Business Leaders with. He's the co-founder of it, and we've been working together. I've just been so impressed by his incredible work ethic, just getting things done, and also his great capacity to lift up the other people in the team. Like, I'd be sometimes looking at, we don't have enough people, all these speakers are coming, we don't have a full room yet, and he'd be like, nah, Faith, we'll get there. So having that sort of you're only as strong as your support, and he was a great support and great partner in making it happen. And then to walk in the room and see how high the energy was in the room with him speaking, incredible. He is a great speaker. And he's the founder of Spirited Warriors, and you can, he's got a website, www.inspirited.com.au, spelled with an E, so if anyone wants to check that out.
Spelled with an E.
Yeah, it's Inspirited.
Oh, Inspirited,
yeah, that's
not
right.
Inspirited.
Yeah, correct.
N-E-N-spirited.com.
Yeah, that's right.
And Wayne from Love Your Business was a lot of fun. He went down really well. He was really down to earth, real Aussie guy. And tell us a bit about that, John.
Well, see, Wayne is just inspiring. I mean, this is a man who is a Stand for Love and runs a business called Stand for Love, and he actually hitchhiked across Australia with a caravan with love written all over it, and he raised about $1 million worth of publicity. Like, he had film crews from all the way from Germany coming over to video this crazy Australian that was going through the desert with, and
why don't we see that on the news instead of war and terrorism?
Absolutely. And he has incredible visions for the future, similar things like this. And I truly believe this man is going to change the world. And he's a very straight and direct man. He's a very caring man. He's really working. His key thing was the more we love, the more we thrive. And that was the message that people took away. But also incredibly amusing. I remember the first thing he said was, I went to see a public speaking coach yesterday, and he told me a lot about public speaking, and made me realise that I absolutely know nothing about it. And that sort of set the stage for him just having a very authentic conversation with people in the room. And I don't think there was a person in the room that didn't just think it was great.